And if you are against that and you sign this petition because you are inherently against multifamily housing and a diverse of housing going up in good neighborhoods with good parks, then I would ask you to reflect on where your segregationist tendencies come from. So in voting no, that would mean Realize becomes the law.
Mayor Councilor Bencomo, that would mean that Realize would go back into effect.
Okay.
If people wanted to know why such a sweeping zoning change wasn't brought to a citywide vote,
is if you put an apartment complex in front of where you bought your house and you can't see the mountains no more, it changes who you are. Everybody here decided to live in a certain place in this town.
Why don't we innovate? Why don't we build an affordable house out of what we have out in the desert now? We have tons of rocks, tons of sand, and put the juvenile delinquents out there with their parents. They can get to know each other better while they're working on building an affordable house. Plant bamboo. We don't need wood.
Providing the opportunity to have local neighborhood markets, parks, and cafes in single-family home areas will foster more community among neighbors. This will also be a great step towards moving away from a car-centric society, something that we desperately need.
If we look at larger cities that have a lot of these older codes that heavily incentivize R1 zoning or just single-family housing zoning, if you look at some of these cities that have kept them for decades and decades and they sprawl out and get these, they end up in a debt trap because they don't have enough revenue to really maintain their infrastructure, which means you have to raise the costs on the people that live in the city.
Las Cruces, by and all, is one of the best cities I've lived in terms of accessibility, but there are some issues. And if Realize Las Cruces is going to help fix those issues, I'm all for it. So.
Everybody who I know, who I've spoken to about it personally, is cool with it. Everybody's really excited about it, man. If you want to stop poverty, then we need cheaper housing. Realize Las Cruces is an important first step. That's what it is. It's a first step. We just need to be allowed to take it. Don't be scared.
Folks who were calling me and saying someone came to my door and told me things that I know aren't true. They menaced me by suggesting that my neighborhood would become devalued and with potentially diverse people.
People were very much engaged and very aware of what the options were. I mean, it's kind of like, it's like Chicken Little saying, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. And guess what? The sky isn't falling. And I think there's been a lot of fear-mongering, which is generated because I am a woman and because I am a minority and I went to a segregated school in the first grade in El Paso, Texas. I can see one when I see, I can call one when I see one.
At a city council election forum in September, candidates were asked if they would vote against this new zoning package. Every candidate who raised their hand lost their election. Let's choose an Albuquerque where more people belong through practical, incremental, sustainable growth. Sign the petition in our bio and show up to speak at council.